Before we get into today's video, I want to share with you guys about a giveaway that we're doing, and we'll be selecting one lucky winner to win an exclusive Infinix Hot 10s Mobile Legends Bang Bang. I'll be sharing more details at the end of the video, so keep watching.
Shopee review, we check for you.
In this modern day, right, gaming on your mobile phone has definitely become a norm, right? Everyone is gaming on their phone, be it Mobile Legends, PUBG, Genshin Impact, Call of Duty, whatever it may be. But unfortunately, not many of us can actually afford the higher-end gaming phone. Which is why we're here today, because Infinix came up with this brilliant idea of releasing a budget gaming phone with a whopping 6,000 milliamp hour battery. Now, if that's something that you should not be excited about, I don't know what to tell you, because this is definitely a good idea if you can't afford an expensive gaming phone. Let's go ahead and unbox it. Okay, from the box right here. Phone. I got the purple version right here, and the case, no jelly casing, but it's a pretty interesting case. I like it. And they also include a screen protector, which you don't see in a lot of phones. It's a screen protector, so I appreciate that. Infinix, thank you. And we're gonna move on to the phone itself. You must be wondering, what's the price we're talking about here? It is a budget phone, right? Well, let me tell you what. The unit I have right now, which is the 64 gigabytes internal storage, it comes at a price of 499 ringgit. You tell me if that's a loss or a win, because it's definitely a win for me. Now, for its older brother, the 128 gigabytes of internal storage, that one comes at 549 ringgit Malaysia. Excuse me? Hello? Why is this phone so cheap? Because I cannot brain this. And on top of that, it is sold here exclusively at Shopee. It's a pretty unique back right here. Its design was heavily inspired by Salar de Uyuni. So for those of you who might not know, it's a salt flat in Bolivia, right? So it's pretty much inspired by that. However, in my eyes, it does look like a purple pineapple. It's still pretty cool design. I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and slap that right there so that I don't have to worry about having scratches. It's always nice to have a case slapped on the back. Moving on the back right here, we have a triple camera setup and your fingerprint scanner. It's a traditional fingerprint scanner, but I will always trust a physical fingerprint scanner. This device is capable of unlocking with the face unlock feature. So I'm actually gonna give it a try right now to see whether it actually is capable of recognizing my face. So I'm gonna go ahead, put my mask on, right here, there. It actually unlocks. I'm gonna try one more time. It unlocks again. So you don't have to open your mask in public anymore to unlock your phone. Safety first, people. Now on your left, you got your SIM tray, and on the right side, you have your power button, and you also have your volume rocker. Pretty standard stuff. Here, right here, I like this part the most. You know, the fact that they're trying to go for a gaming budget phone, they try to include this idea in their head that, hey, you know, if you're gaming, you might as well use a wired setup, because wireless setup on a mobile phone, sometimes you do get latency when you're gaming. But the fact that they include a 3.5mm headphone jack makes them appreciate their kindness even more. However, they did not include the Type-C over here, you know, and you also got your speaker grill, which is a mono speaker on this phone. Now, in terms of display, there's nothing much to be excited about on paper, because you'll be getting a 6.8 720p IPS LCD display, no OLED this time around. But on top of that, you do get a 90Hz refresh rate and 180 touch sampling rate. It just means a whole lot better of experience of using it, right? You scroll better, it's all buttery, you know, you get this ultra smooth, buttery, snappy look to it, which I particularly enjoy and appreciate. Now, in terms of media consumption, you know, I've always been biased about this. I'm always a big fan of OLED technology, you know, but hey, here's the thing though. It is a budget phone with a 90Hz refresh rate and 180 touch sampling rate. How is that a loss, right? it is a budget phone. So for this phone right here, it is equipped with MediaTek Helio G85. For those of you who don't know, that is designed to cater more towards the gaming side of things. So we're gonna talk about how that affects the gaming experience later, because I promise you it's gonna be really good. Now in terms of RAM, we do get a 4 GB of RAM. The unit that I have is the 64 GB of internal storage, and there's another variant which is 128 GB of internal storage. But both of these are expandable because it includes an expandable storage in the SIM tray right here. Now let me bring you to a journey of the camera department on this device right here. It is equipped with triple camera setup. The standard lens is 48 megapixel, and for the depth it's 2 megapixel, and the third lens, they never really disclose what lens is it. Now in terms of selfie lens, it is equipped with 8 megapixel. From my experience of using this camera, it's actually pretty decent. It's nothing to really brag about, but it's definitely nice to have that 48 megapixel lens. And in terms of the front-facing camera, it does produce pretty nice photos. Now, there's one feature of this camera that I want to talk about that I really appreciate that they included, which is the feature of Google Lens built inside of the built-in camera app. Now, that is something very interesting to me because, you know, a lot of Android users, in order for them to use the Google Lens, they have to go to Google and use that Google Lens feature. However, it's already integrated inside the built-in camera app. So that is something, definitely a plus point. For those of you who do not know what Google Lens is, it's basically an AI to help you figure out what product is on top of your table, you know, where's your location and all that. So it's pretty cool. Now in terms of my experience of using this battery on this device, it definitely lasts way too long for me. I definitely can go media browsing on it, and it still lasts me about 40%, 50% by the end of the day. Now, when it comes to gaming, of course, that's a little bit different. Your battery drains more and it consumes a lot more power. And also, a lot of people are a bit concerned about the heat as well. This phone definitely did slightly heat up, but it's not up to a point where I would say my fingers burn, but it's definitely hot. However, though, if you are concerned about your juice running low on your phone, they do have multiple modes to extend the life of your battery. One of it being the power mode, whereby they give you another 25% extra on the battery. And the other one is a bit more on the extreme side, which is the ultra power mode. Well, according to them, if it's on a full battery, if you turn on the ultra power mode, it would last you about 14 days, which is 2 weeks, which is half a month. Now that is pretty insane too, right? However, you are restricted to only a couple of apps like calls, SMS, messages, and all that. Now earlier on, right, when I was talking about every single aspect of this phone, it all led to the biggest elephant in the room, the gaming performance. Okay, right now, since the box came with chow right in front of the face, right? So we're gonna go ahead and test out Mobile Legends Bang Bang over here. We're gonna go ahead and see how that performs. By the way, I'm really trying to push this phone to its maximum capability. So all of the settings are way up high there. I even turn on the optimized FPS, I even turn on the outline of the characters, also the shadows. So as you guys know, these little details that I just mentioned earlier actually affect your gameplay. Not recommended, however, but I'm just trying to see how far it can actually go. So right now, so you guys can see, it handles pretty well, by the way. Like, the fact that it is on full setting, I'm actually amazed on how it can actually handle it so well. I gotta remind you guys that this is a gaming budget phone. But right now, you guys can see that it is performing really, really smooth. Going back to my main point, is this worth it for your gaming experience? Absolutely, because this phone right now is not showing any sort of disappointment. However though, I'm only 4 minutes into the game, I can feel it heat up already. Okay, so now that we're done with Mobile Legends, right, we're gonna go ahead and test out a game that is a bit more, that is known for its battery consumption, which is PUBG Mobile. Before we start getting into PUBG, we're gonna go ahead and take this thermometer right here and we're gonna go ahead and scan the temperature of this phone. And by the end of the session, we're gonna go ahead and scan it again. So at the moment, it's at 26.5. So that is it. Keep that number in mind, 26.5. Now boys, where do we drop? Now I'm done playing with games and I'm trying to see the temperature where it's at right now, right? So let's go back, take the thermometer, and we're gonna check again. So we started at 26.5 earlier, right? There is a slight increase because now it's up to 30. It's still alright. That I would say it's quite safe. I guess it was a waste of time to bring this thing over here. I was expecting something, but I guess we don't need that for the Infinix Hot 10S. With all that being said, who is this phone for, right? I definitely see Infinix doing this for a lot more, I would say, on the gaming community. However, it's not necessarily that's the case, because I definitely see this phone being capable as another spare phone as well, for only one reason, of course, the big battery that it provides. So as I mentioned at the earlier part of this video, said I want to do a giveaway, didn't I? Well, you thought I forgot about that? Of course not! This is how you can win yourself the Infinix Hot 10S. Go to our comment section down below, tell me what's your favorite Mobile Legend hero, and tell me what's your favorite feature of this Infinix Hot 10S. And don't forget to include your IG handle as well, because we will be contacting you through that. So that's my review for this Infinix Hot 10S. Definitely stay tuned on this channel because we have so much more to check out, because here at Shopee Review, we check for you! Peace out.